Good day, everyone. For this day, we will be going to discuss and take deeper understanding about information literacy. Stay tuned and let us learn all together. Before we proceed for today's discussion, let us have an activity first. I know that you are all familiar with this fact or bluff. However, the only mechanics is that if you agree with every statement and you think that it is factual statement based on your experiences or observation, say fact. While on the other hand, say bluff if it's false and you do not agree with its statement. Okay, let's start. Number 1, all information available on the internet is reliable. Number 2, finding high-quality information is now easier because of media. Number 3, information literacy is critical thinking. Lastly, number 4, information literacy empowers the people to seek, evaluate, use, and create information. This time, what do you think about information literacy? Do you have any idea about this? Or do you think or do you consider yourself as information literate individual? In this section, we will find out the answers. Information literacy, it is a set of abilities that enables an individual to recognize when information is needed and locate and use effectively the needed information. Nowadays, we are all surrounded by different information. We search, analyze, evaluate, and use information in everyday living. Just like simply obtaining information for your personal concerns, school, or work-related matters, and also, for example, it's just by posting relevant issues or by expressing ourselves through different social media platforms. Information literacy is defined as means to empower people in all walks of life to seek, evaluate, use, and create information effectively to achieve their personal, social, occupational, and educational goals. The information we search or seek does not matter from where we could obtain it, since there are different formats and sources that we could use. However, this information literacy helps us and empower us to be able to develop, enhance our skills in finding, evaluating, applying, and creating information. We also have to be sure of each information's quality and reliability. Information literacy is like media literacy. It is all about critical thinking. It is mainly because it requires us to obtain valuable and relevant information and also to create information that each and every one of us could benefit on. And also, we have to undergo several processes just like also in analyzing every information. Information is everywhere. And to become an information literate individual, it's something that we should be proud of since you can do so much activities and practice literacy. Information literacy is very important or significant to us that we could conduct better research, improve information discovery skills, develop skills in order to evaluate information, learn about avoiding copyright and plagiarism, and also in developing critical thinking skills. Take a look at this figure. There are different levels of knowing. We have here the data, information, and knowledge. When we say data, it refers to the unstructured facts and figures that create the least impact on the receiver. It means that it is unprocessed. It only become information when they are contextualized, categorized, calculated, and condensed. Meaning to say, this data has no meaning when we merely look at it, where we undergo different processes that could lead it to become information. Meanwhile, information refers to the data organized with relevance and purpose made meaningfully by a person. Information is brought by a set of processed data, which may also include words, numbers, and also news. So to clarify things, data is somewhat unstructured facts that has no meaning, and information refers to a more structured and processed data. Information can be a great source for learning or knowing something or everything around us that everyone could benefit. However, there are some problems and issues which may be a burden to us in the future, and we may have difficulty in analyzing information when it is unorganized, unprocessed, and unavailable to people who will use it. Take a look at these examples. A day's temperature, humidity, wind, and speed record are data, while the percentage of weather, as it is cold or warm, is an information. Second example, students' name in a class are data, while names of students in alphabetical order are information. Number 3, a student's subject marks are data, while his or her percentage of marks, grade, and position are information. Lastly, we have here this knowledge. It refers to the human understanding about a specific subject matter which are derived from experiences, or even in learning and thinking. For example, the texts in the book are data. Your consumption of text is information. And the storage of the information within your memory is knowledge. In order to answer, do you think you consider yourself as an information literate? Here are the skills that you have to observe within yourself and practice more. An information literate individual has a specific set of skills based from the Association of College and Research Libraries, a division of the American Library Association, 2000, generally states that an information literate individual is able to determine the extent of information needed, access the needed information effectively and efficiently, evaluate information and its sources critically, incorporate selected information into one's knowledge base, use information effectively to accomplish a specific purpose, understand the economic, legal, and social issues surrounding the use of information. Lastly, we have here access and use information ethically and legally. The Chartered Institute of Library and Information Professionals, or in short term, CILIP, in 2012, suggested that information literacy skills require an understanding of the following. First, a need for information. Why do you think we need information? What is our purpose why we search for information? All of us have our own reason why we seek for information or why we need information. In here, one must recognize the kind of information they should seek, and they must determine how much information is needed for a specific topic or area. Just like what is said earlier, information is everywhere, and we can access it in diverse format. It can either be printed or non-printed, and we can also access it in different sources. Just like, for example, it came from a television, the radio, the internet, and also other information sources that you can obtain information. So the main point here is that we have to identify why is there a need for an information. It is not just because we are scrolling down some information, but we really have to identify what is needed and why we use information. Next, resources available. Since there is a vast information, we have to determine where we will be searching or what specific sources could we get such information. We all know that there are various media and information sources. Thus, we need to understand where could we find information, how to access different sources and use it effectively in order to get information. Just like, for example, we need to look for a specific topic on a given subject matter, and there are no books or no available books at your house. Thus, the only available is your phone and the access to internet. Therefore, you need to access literately in your phone and search for the said topic and evaluate the sources if it is reliable in searching for the topic. Third one, how to find information. Searching for an information is not a one-stop process that after you type a specific topic is that you will be able to get enough valuable information. It also enables us to become more aware, and it requires us the ability to use an appropriate and effective sources. In here, you must know how to access different sources in finding the information we need. We may say that the people around us could be our source of information based from the experiences, and by merely asking them, we may locate and find information. Additionally, we can use also the internet. However, in searching and using the internet, specifically using the Google Chrome, you must have understood and must have prior knowledge and also willing to adapt on using Boolean logic or operators as searching technique. These Boolean operators includes and, or, and not. Boolean operators are used as conjunctions to combine or exclude keywords in a search. Meanwhile, if you are going to use sources in a library, you have to understand the use of catalog, indexing, and proper note-taking. Fourth is the need to evaluate results. In evaluating the result or the information we obtain, we need to triangulate it. The method that's used to question the validity, reliability, and accuracy of an information source is called triangulation. In verifying the sources of information, it also includes checking and verifying who are the authors, editors, or publisher, and also when it is published, in order for us to avoid misleading or incorrect information. Fifth is how to work with or exploit results. In here, one must know and he or she is able to understand how to analyze such information by comparing, combining, and testing the results with other reliable sources to have a more organized and reliable conclusion. Next, ethics and responsibility of use. In order to become an information literate, you must know the proper ethics and responsibilities that we should do, especially in sharing or disseminating information. Just like, for example, we have to avoid plagiarism, but instead, we can only use those information as an idea to do further with our output or work. But if you are really using someone's work, even if it is a statement, picture, you must include or indicate proper citations or credits to the responsible owner. Next, how to communicate or share your findings. As information literate individual, one must be able to communicate or share information in a format that is appropriate to the information and the intended audience and also situation. Lastly, for the information literacy skills, we have here how to manage your findings. In managing your findings, you must know how and where to store the information. We have many digital storing devices that you can use, such as the flash drives, the hard disk, or the memory card. Meanwhile, in the cloud storage, it includes the Google Drive, Dropbox, and OneDrive that are also accessible either using cell phone or laptop or even in a desktop. Storing and managing information is very important for us since you may use those information in the future purposes. Based from Horton, here are the questions that you may ask yourself or you can use as an information literate individual. Number 1, what is the problem that requires information? Number 2, what kinds of information do you need to solve the problem? Number 3, is the needed information existing? If no, proceed to number 5. Number 4, how are you going to find this needed information? Where shall you seek for it? Number 5, for unavailable information, can you create the needed information or create a new knowledge? Number 6, Do you understand the information that you have acquired? 7. How will you organize, analyze, interpret, and evaluate the information including its sources? Number 8. How will you present this information to others? What medium and format are you going to use? Number 9. How will you utilize this information in solving the problem? Number 10. How will you preserve, store, reuse, record, and archive this information for future use? Lastly, number 11, how will you safeguard information that needs to be protected? How will you dispose information that you no longer needed? This is all for today's discussion, and if you have questions, you may use the comment section. Don't forget to like this video, click a subscribe button, and hit the notification bell for you to become updated on our upcoming videos. Thank you for watching. God bless us all.